Good morning. I just called and I was speaking to you and you just transferred me. Is that proper protocol in customer service? I'm sorry? I was talking to you because as a receptionist, I would allude to the fact that if I'm sharing a situation or something that I'm seeking to find resolve or further information on, that should be an interaction between me and you as opposed to just you cutting me off and delivering me to where you figured I should go, which didn't really seem to suit what I was looking for. I'm talking about criminal action. You transferred me to a civil division. So that's what I'm saying. It would behoove a customer service representative, or so you do it again. Hello, how are you? I could be a lot better, but I'm not even going to go off into that right now. Right now, I'm going to stay focused on what I'm calling for. I am a civil activist. I run my own analysis on information and stories. So I'm calling about Agent Sterling versus Hilary Clinton. And what I'm saying is that it seems in principle that those situations are similar in where there was only proven that Agent Sterling had made contact with the journalist. And in retrospect, it is proven that Hillary Clinton made certain emails and interactions unavailable. Now, when you look at that act under 1917, the way that I interpret it says that they're equally of the same caliber. So I'm calling to see if I am mistaken in that understanding, and if so, if it could please be clarified to me. Hello? So you're part of customer service, is that fair to say? So what I want to ask you as well is your customer service, does the protocol say that you have no requirement to have an interaction with the customer upon me calling the number that initiated our phone call? I've spoken with her twice, and on 2 occasions, she did a cold transfer mid-sentence. Do you know what that causes you to feel like when you're seeking information, especially at this level? I understand that in DC they train you all to stay in your lane and have tunnel vision because you can't know what the left door doing, you can't know. But I'm telling you also, that's why they have the opportunity to kill us every day. So I'm saying this ain't just to you. I've had this same discussion with Ossie. I've had this same discussion with you all previously when the Mike Brown case hit last year. I've had this same discussion with the mayor's office. And it is because of us that they continue to do this, because we maintain these attitudes that you're going to protect them. But when somebody like me comes along to try to fight for these rights and to get this information so that when I go talk to these people, I am empirically correct and I can stand on my 2 feet, I can't tell you how it hurts me to my soul that I can't even receive decent customer service. So I apologize if I'm giving you that, but I think it's sad that every phone call I make in this capacity starts in this manner. Can you understand that, sir? I know, and that's exactly what I'm saying, though. And then you can tell me wherever I have to go. You got a job in the lane, but you're black, I'm assuming. Melanated, brown, whatever. When you go out there, they killing you every day. Every 28 seconds, one of us is dropping. And you all are protecting jobs with the government that is maintained. This is the environment. That is in and of itself exactly why we remain in this position. But you can tell me again, I'm talking about Jeffrey Sterling. The information that they did not find, they simply created a line of communication. And I'm talking about Hillary Clinton and her misuse of information and her choosing to do it as she chose. But the law, I read it myself, and the interpretation is that those 2 things were the same. And if I am incorrect, I would like that clarified to me. Yes, sir. Hi, how are you? I was transferred to you by the Department of Justice. I'm a civil activist, and I have a question in regards to the Jeffrey Sterling case. And my name is Maka Taylor, M-A-K-A. I'm sorry, what am I wanting? Okay, so I kind of looked into the Act of 1917 in which Mr. Sterling was prosecuted under. And my question is that based on my interpretation of that law in specific, that if you had bothered or made unavailable certain records, that was grounds for prosecution or moving on into a criminal investigation. And my question is that in light of understanding that Jeffrey Sterling, they did not actually find, or in the information that I received, they didn't actually find information that he had given or whatnot, but just because he had made contact with this journalist and against what his contracted obligations were, that was grounds for him to possibly be sentenced to 100 years in prison. And again, I'm saying that I'm sticking with the fact that it says something to the effect of, if you create or cause for information to not become available. And at this point, based on reports from Newsmax, Politico, The Hill, amongst other places, that has transpired. So I'm wondering if I'm misinterpreting the law or if it is just not being applied. And if I'm wrong, please clarify for me. I'm wanting to know that if under the law you cannot create or make records unavailable, and she has definitely done that, why would she not be under investigation in the same manner that Mr. Sterling was? I'm not looking for legal advice. I'm looking for you to clarify this act and my misunderstanding. So who does that then? If who does that? Because like how are we as an attorney would be able to help me out, despite the fact this is the woman who's she's running to run the free world, and a man who was under the same situation and stipulations is being sentenced to 100 years, yet she's free and available to run for the presidency, and you're saying that my only recourse is to utilize my own funds to go and get a lawyer to help me to figure this out. That's my only recourse? So that wouldn't even, so I'm not asking you to do that. I'm saying that in terms of this being a tip, if I was calling, if we were talking about drug dealers, and so had been sentenced based on whatever drug deal laws, and I called in and said, I know where a dealer is, I know where an operation is, this conversation would be completely different. True or untrue? I'm saying that so if this is my request of, but I'm saying if it's a tip, so it could even be a tip though, because based on the law in and of itself, that's what it says, that if you make unavailable, then so that's not grounds. What creates grounds for you to investigate a criminal then when they're not upper elite and echelon? What does that? Because I have the feeling that if I were calling in based on other demographics, that there would be an information sharing session going on right now, as opposed to, okay, well, no, I don't mean you, I mean me, in this terms of, excuse me, ma'am, do you have that address? What's that name? If you could give me any more information. And that's not happening in this, and I'm pretty sure it's because of, well, I don't know. What I'm saying is we live in an extremely corrupt system. And as long as people, I'm a little guy. I'm just somebody who has some passion and some fervor and who's trying to make sure that my little black boy doesn't get killed. And there's so many different angles that one has to come from on this level. So we have to deal with political corruption. We have to deal with individual corruption. And what I'm saying is it is so sad that you all protect these correct. That's the only reason, because you took an oath to protect oligarchy and evilarchy. You can't help me trying to save us. I'm just saying it hurts. I will not take up any more of your time. I thank you for what you offered me, and you have a wonderful day.